Yo, 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 yo. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let me see. I got some let's or I got these I bought these things today and we're gonna figure out how to use them. Working on installing plugins. Let's pin this to the top. Why are you doing that? All right, so let's see. How do we even begin? Welcome in. A little bonus stream today. I was just after the live stream yesterday. I was kind of just talking to my wife, chopping it up, and I mean, guys, I'm hungry for it. I want it. I want to do this. I really do. I want to create this community, be able to hang out. I was literally talking to ChatGPT yesterday. I know we were talking about that yesterday. Well, let me actually leave that there. Yeah, I like having conversations with chat, and I'll show you what kind of conversations I'm talking about here. Just make sure that's good. Actually, let's leave that open. I'm just doing this real quick. I was just explaining to chat yesterday how, like, I know what I'm trying to do. What was it? I think it's right here. Let me see if I can remember where it's at. I know what I'm trying to, like, make this experience be. Yeah, here it is. It is in here. So I was just asking, like, what's, like, the best platform to live stream on, and I was just telling chat, like, you know, I used to I want live stream to be fun. You know, when I was in my 20s working in the Army, soon on Friday nights, I'd get off at 5 o'clock. And I would just play, you know, Xbox Live, whatever game, whether Madden, 2K, Call of Duty, or whatever it would be. And I'd just play till 2 o'clock in the morning, just feeling like I had a bunch of fun. You know, I don't feel like there was any regret with it. And, you know, I just, you know, wanted to have a community of people to be able to hang out with and feel heard when I post or live stream. Not really interested in gaming per se, but I am interested in like in social media and doing that. And I know there's other people interested in it too. So I just kind of, you know, wanted to. Which after I talked to chat, we kind of came up with the idea of like, yo, let's make this be a beacon for that. So not really sure about it. I find it I just find social media interesting, and I'll kind of share with you guys some of the things that I find interesting and that we're going to work on today. So I was just talking to chat yesterday about that and making a game plan. After I got off, I was a little discouraged yesterday. Not gonna lie, just because I could look. Here's what it is. Why I was discouraged is because I could easily go back to Twitch, and I already have. Let's see. I already have like a little bit of an establishment over there on Twitch, but the problem with Twitch was that I just didn't feel like the thing that I wanted to do and what I was hoping to do on there isn't really, how would I say it, just like just talking about social media and like and kind of wanting to be a filmmaker. I don't know why, but I just kind of got the feeling that that's just I was at the wrong place, right? I feel like Twitch is more, it is a hangout and just chilling and having a good time and just goofing off and stuff. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I like having that. And honestly, I feel like I can do that here. But the one thing that I had a problem with is that wasn't something that I always wanted to do. There are times when I want to come in and like look at other content creators' work and break their stuff down. And I also want to work on some of the projects that I have going on. And whenever I was doing that, I didn't feel like my cup was getting full because or maybe I just needed more time or patience to do that thing on there. But I didn't feel like that was something that my Mets were being met. My needs were being met is what I'm trying to say. So for me, I know this is going to be kind of goofy or whatever. I like understanding the science of stuff like this right here. Coming in here and just looking at some of the stuff that I'm testing and just seeing why does it work. For instance, like I I'm asking this question just like as like this is how I start my process. I actually have done my research and I kind of understand now and have a better understanding as to why this stuff is working. But like we're going to today, by the way, I made this video. Let's go to my content actually first. I made this video and right here is this let's see if you guys can see it. Can I highlight it for you guys? No, but I can put a box next to it. So that thing that has a box next to it, I made that video. And again, there is a format of video making that I like to do. I like to do this right here where it's this aspect ratio, which is 16:9. And I don't know why. And this is something that's recently changed my opinions on the subject. I like that aspect ratio. I don't like 9:16, which is what you get on your on your phone. And I'm gonna plug in my smell goods. And especially in the beginning, I was actually talking to my wife about it yesterday. She's like, "Why? Why does that matter? As long as you're making videos." And it was just because of the content that I was consuming, the things that I was watching on the internet, and just other creators just kind of talking down on that aspect ratio, and just kind of like what they're saying about AI content right now, where it's just slop or whatever the heck the word is. And I was riding that train, and I'm just kind of starting to come to the conclusion that, hey, you know what? I gotta be able to make something that people want to watch where they want to watch it. And so anyways, I made that video, and this is just stuff that I just find so interesting and fascinating. Literally did nothing but change the aspect ratio of this video. Okay, so this is 16:9. This is a 16:9 ratio. And then right over here, the same exact video. I'm not playing when I say this. I literally did nothing. The only thing I did was change the aspect ratio. And again, this is kind of the stuff that I'm saying that, on Twitch, I felt like this isn't something that people are really interested in. And honestly, I've come to the point where if it means that I just have to be in a room talking to myself and talking to the void, that's fine. I honestly, I'm starting to realize that I'll be a little bit happier doing that versus creating this big thing that I just dread doing, if that makes sense, or isn't filling my cup. I didn't dread doing it, but just wasn't filling my cup. Talking about this stuff, I just find really cool because I want this to be like the dojo where we can all kind of learn and grow together. And I just want to be, when I'm doing this, I want it to be on top of what I'm this right here, what I'm doing, what I'm going to talk to you guys about, I'm doing every day. And sometimes I'm just sitting at my desk. I'm just like, dude, I wish I could be live streaming this right now, but nobody cares. I'm going to soon find out that that's probably not right. That's wrong. Shout out Gary Vee for inspiring me to believe that. But anyways, I find this completely interesting that it's, and again, this is not like crazy numbers, but it is for an account that's as small as mine. I think I only have like 350 followers or whatever on this account. And I just find this interesting that I just changed an aspect ratio, and it essentially generates over 100 more views. Now, I will say that I know that, like, with as far as like interaction goes and impressions and everything, I know that this isn't like a fair battle because when I posted that long form video, it was a new video, right? It was fresh. It was my audience hasn't seen it yet, and so they're gonna engage with it. Where I know that I just, like I said, change the aspect ratio, put it back on there, and the people who would normally engage with it would probably would have helped boosted this. But still, the fact that this thing got 100 more, and that got 100 more views because of the aspect ratio, and I do understand why. I understand that it gets put on reels more and stuff like that, but I still find that very fascinating. So one more test that I want to run today is that I would like to what I want to do is I want to do this right here. Let's go to DaVinci Resolve. Oh, I closed it? Oh, I thought I left it open. We'll open up DaVinci right now. What I want to do is now I want to maximize. I've been spending the last couple of days learning about how things work with Reels, short form content, and the rules with it. And I want to add to this test, right? It's just like, and I think it's fun. It's fun being in the testing phase where I'm going to make the exact same video. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I need dual screen. Yeah, you guys can see my timeline. All right. I'm going to make the exact same video. The only thing I'm going to do different is and this is the video that I posted. So again, here's the aspect ratio. So for what I went ahead and did is I created I put closed captioning on it. Okay, so I created subtitles so that when I make this video, I chose my fonts and everything. And it, as I'm, if you're right now, it's muted. I can't hear it. You guys can't hear it. I don't think you guys can hear it. Can you? Shouldn't be able to. No, you guys can't. Okay. You can read along with what I'm saying. I'm also, now that I have the fonts on, it's actually really crazy. When I see all that space in there, I am going to essentially edit that out as well. A lot of this dead space in there, I'm going to go in and clean that up with the fonts and everything. And I just want to see how that performs. But one thing that I did today is, and I'm deciding too, I don't know for sure yet, but I went ahead and I got some, let's see. No, I don't have it up here. I got these some assets. So I think I went, well, first of all, if you guys don't know, I really like alternative movie posters, and it's so crazy. I came in here and where was it at? Let's see. I think this. No. Where is it at? Is it design? Also, no, well, it is kind of. I bought these poster stuff. And what I want to do with it is I want to see if I could either use it in my videos or I will use it to post. Well, anyways, I want to see how I can do something with it because I really do find it very fascinating and interesting, being able to do stuff like this. And so I guess I kind of have to learn how to use their stuff because looking at this, it is a little bit different. So I bought this pack and then I bought this pack. And so I'm gonna essentially I like this. I have two books in my library where it's just like these, it's like this world, and it's also so I bought these two because I want to put them on Photoshop because I don't know how to do this. This is like design stuff, but I figured, you know what? Why don't I buy these packs? I'll reverse engineer it, and then I could probably start learning how to make my own. So that'll be a good start because I was on just the internet today, just trying to figure out how to even start from scratch. And I'm like, you know what? Why am I going to complicate this, or why am I going to make myself suffer, or make it difficult on myself? I have these. I can work with these. I can play with these. You know what I'm saying? It could be a starting point. And this is kind of where I can say, hey, when I look back, this is where I started with my, my adventure of like having all these posters and stuff. I've actually made a couple. I don't know if, let's see if I still have them or not. Let me look it up. These are all recent stuff that I've posted. These are some old thumbnails that I've made, but I have. See, you got a drawing there. See here. That was me hand drawing these little things. Do or do not. Yeah, I used to do this, and I should not have stopped. I did stop, but it is what it is. I even bought an iPad just so that I could kind of do these things. I don't know, it was just weird. It does look like kind of kiddie drawings. But I don't know why, but I thought this was like the coolest thing ever. These are my thumbnails that I used to make. Eesh, they're kind of rough, to be honest with you. Let me see if there's any. And I don't know. Yeah, that was kind of one of the things that I was talking about yesterday too. Is I want to focus more on this type of thing, like creating. I can't help but think, like, what if I never would have stopped? What if I would have kept going? I was just doing a bunch of random stuff with the iPad and just kind of Adobe and stuff, and I want to get back into it. I really do. I don't know. Maybe I can open up. Let me see. One that I think might be kind of cool. I mean, dude, some of these are just so weird. I don't know. And I think maybe that's just kind of how you have to just do things. And really how these would come up is I would kind of watch tutorials and it'd be like how to make your image look like it's foggy, and do stuff like, oh yeah. So let me see. I guess this one was probably one of my more impressive ones that I did. I thought was pretty cool. Inspired by Star Wars, King Kong, and then I just had a baby. I took a picture of my son Evan. Let's see if this opens up. I took a picture of my son Evan, and here it goes. I made it look like he was on a tower. And I had kind of this Star Wars themed battle. All those little blaster things. I put myself on there. I don't know. I just thought that was super fucking cool, and I remember just having so much fun doing this and thinking, "Oh my god, dude! I can't believe I'm this good. I'm gonna be a master. Look at all this stuff, dude." And I stopped, and I wish I never would have stopped, but I can pick it back up today if I want to. And I kind of am by getting this right. But just ideas that I want to that I'm having that I just want to dump and put on the internet and let people know kind of what I'm up to. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out. Well, I don't like how I can't see my screen there. What I'm gonna do is this though. I charged my iPad last night. Let's do this first. I charged my iPad last night, and it only has 1%. Golly, that's not good. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone, and then because I won't know if somebody from somebody from chat is in here, so I don't want to have that be an issue. So I'm gonna put it on my phone, and then I will be my one and only viewer, but I'll also be able to see if anyone says anything in here. I'll also be able to see if anyone says anything in here. All right, there I am. Let's see. I will put this right there. Okay. Let's see. All right, there we go. We're good to go. Okay. So first thing first, let's go ahead and do this. I am going to put sound, and then I'm going to come here. I'm also going to yikes. I'm going to leave the sound on for myself just because I'm going to tell you right now, it can get kind of a little, I don't want to say annoying, but hearing the same thing over and over and over again, it kind of does get a little bit daunting. So I'm going to fix up some of these gaps. I already have the font, and I really want to work on animating some of these text a little bit to kind of make it even more catchier so that it has more success when I post it on Facebook Reels. So I'm just going to visually go in and Man, those black bars on this, I gotta fix that. I'll come up with something for that. So kind of like right here on the timeline, I kind of want to. I want to cut out some of that space out so that way I can make it shorter and I'll have a higher chance of it kind of um it'll have a higher chance of like for retention and stuff, right? So let's see. I wonder if I should. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna start with the audio first, and then I will do what's called J cuts, and I will get rid of that dead space. So this is kind of how you're gonna do that. I wonder if I should do it like that or not. So we'll go in here, and then we'll do a little bit of ramp. Ooh, let's get rid of. Oh, that's right. Okay, let's do one thing first. Let's create a new track so that I can just copy and I'm gonna actually do that right now. Let's add a new track, mono, right underneath it, and we'll go label these. I know this one's not that organized. Well, no, V. I didn't organize this one that well, but that's okay. VO2. And then we'll go to, oops, wrong. Oh, I didn't go there yet. Oh, I did go there. Okay. So what we'll do is you guys can't see it on your screen, but I can see it on mine. I'm just going to simply copy and paste this over. Make sure that goes to bus voiceover. We'll go back to this just real quick. And so that way I have the same settings that I had on that track because I cleaned up the audio and stuff will be on VO2, but now I can come in here and it will sound the same. So then now I can grab this, come in over here. Whoa. That right there is my breath. I'm going to take that out just a little bit and then come in like that. I might need to actually. And then, you know what? I learned this today. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete all of this. And I will show you guys how I did that. I actually learned that today. It's a feature on DaVinci that I didn't know you could do. So we'll come in here. We'll tighten these stuff up because apparently that kills retention whenever you have all this kind of just this gape. This gape. When you have all this gaping going on. So you don't want any gaping in your videos. No, I meant gap. I effed that up. So when you have gaps in your videos, it right there. And it's so funny because, well, I always talk about and okay, so here is the thing too that like my issue with these reels is that I'm maximizing for retention instead of storytelling. So it makes me feel like I'm selling out my freaking soul. But you know what? It is what it is. I will say for those of you guys that are struggling with that kind of feeling of like, oh man, I feel like when I as a video creator, I want to make content and you want to be very artistic and you want to have this like, you just got to pay your dues. It really does suck to say this. Like, trust me, I'm right there with you. I do not like having to say this, but it is. You have to pay your dues. You have to show the algorithm that you can do things. It's kind of like what I was talking about before, where you got to show people that you can follow the rules so that way when you break them, they know that you didn't do that on accident, that you intentionally did that. So being a new creator on the platform, I will pay my dues and I don't have an issue with that. Well, I do, but it is what it is. And yeah, there you go. And you know, I'm still gonna be able to tell my story. It's just not maybe the way I want because you know I want some spacing in there and stuff. But oh well. Because whenever I use, like I said, I even use ChatGPT to write sometimes, because a lot of times I know what I want to say, I just don't know how to say it without sounding like a douchebag or just seeming too aggressive, or sometimes I feel like uh there's like I have the I have this thing where like sometimes I feel that I will, when I just use my head to explain myself, it would take 100 words to say what I'm trying to say. But when I use ChatGPT can help maybe cut that and refine it to 25 words. And I feel like that is more effective communication, of being able to just say exactly what I want to say with a little bit of words, or more effectively, I guess. You know what I mean? All right, so there's that. So, and again, this right here, you see how this makes a nice little J? I don't know, it's kind of, sort of, or like a backwards L, uh, like that. That's called a J cut. So that's a very effective tool to help keep a lot of this, keeping people engaged. So I'm going to come here, and I see that there is one right there. So I'll come in, I'll cut that, I'll zoom out, I'll bring this down, go zoom in. And I am using shortcuts. That right there, I can tell, is a breath. Yeah, I can hear it too. So I'm going to go back and be like, okay, cool. Right there is where I'm kind of ending, and that's where I want the new one to begin. And yeah. And then kind of remove that. And for those of you guys that are new to DaVinci Resolve, if you've never used it, I'm telling you guys, I used to not want to learn these shortcuts. I cannot stress enough how important it is to do that. I'm just going to hear the sentence real quick, because that's kind of a quick breath. I'm going to leave that. That is, it's like when you're talking or like singing, and you leave kind of that breath in between before you hit that big ass note. That's kind of what I was doing there. So let's come back to right there. Kind of taper down a little bit. Bring this in. And then honestly, I wanted to start right there. I'll cut that out. And then boom, taper it in right there. And I'm telling you, I'm really excited to see how this is going to end up playing out when I do this. And then I'll go back and I'll cut some of this video up. I feel like this pause is too long. Right there is good. I'm kind of doing it to the tune of the music too, so we will leave that kind of pause there. And then bring it in right there. That's pretty good. Come in here. And then right there where it starts to taper, that's just my voice coming out. Cut that there. Bring this up. Boom. Oh, wait, hold on. Right there is good. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to kind of see how this is going to play out. I really do think that this is going to work. And not only that, but being able to share the results with you guys on how it turns out, like the data, that's another thing that I really like. So come in here. And this is really simple stuff. What I'm doing here, nothing too complicated. It's just another day in the office. I can see that needed to be have a little bit of space there. Perfect. Again, you don't want to get rid of, I don't know. You don't want to get rid of too much silence, but sometimes you do need silence to kind of really articulate the words that you're using. Silence can be, but if you do it for too long, especially when nobody knows who you are, it's starting to hurt me a little bit. So that's why I'm gonna come in here, kind of fix that up. That was something I noticed because and yeah, so and it's not like something that I am an intuition, like it's not just like a gut feeling. Like look, when you come in here, you look at this video, like I said, this one did the best. One, look at this graph right here. The graph is telling you it all. Right about the 3 minute mark, it just takes a nosedive. I mean, by the time you get to 6 minutes, half of the people that are watching, or 6 minutes, when you get into 6 seconds of the video, people are bouncing. They're just like, all right, cool, and then boom, literally, they're 27 seconds. Oh yeah, this is minute. Oh yeah, that's another thing. By the time it gets to 47 seconds, everybody just bounces. They just leave. Only 3 people actually made it through the whole freaking video. So again, you know, as a professional of the craft, I don't want that. And now that puts me, oh, I still have about a minute of footage left. So actually, let's not do that yet. So here's what I'm going to do so that you guys can kind of hear what I'm doing a little bit better. Let me go in and I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna add a new scene. DaVinci application audio. DaVinci Resolve. Boom. Okay. So now we're gonna start this over. And yeah, I gotta go back and try not to get annoyed by it. But all right, let's listen to what we have here, okay? Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we stop exploring. Back then, all we needed was a bike. Now, we've got cars that never go anywhere except to and from work, which is why we now find ourselves surrounded by species of butterflies flown in from South America. One of the workers noticed Rosalia was scared of a butterfly, and I told her, it's okay, it's just a butterfly. But he walked over and said, kids get scared because they like predictable patterns, and butterflies don't fly. It has a better flow, actually. Makes sense to them. And it made me think, does that happen to us when we grow up too? Do we stay home because we're scared of anything we can't predict or control? And if that's... Whoa, did I miss one there? No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, actually I did. Right there. Let's go do it again. Do we stay home because we're scared of anything we can't predict or control? And if that's true, why do we still dream about exploring every time we watch YouTube or TikTok? Maybe we didn't stop dreaming. We just started. All right, so I'm going to do a big cut right there so I can see if I can bring... Because I like I said, that video that we were watching the other day with the people with their dog and the cute, you know, trying to use that as a retention tool, I'm a little bit of, I'm getting a little guilty about doing that here. Just started scrolling. So let's do that. Follow for chapter 2. We just started scrolling. Let me see if I just do that. We just started scrolling. That needs to hit a little bit more. Scrolling. And that needs to come a little bit sooner. And that needs to hit right about there. Scrolling. Follow for scrolling. Scrolling. Follow. And I feel like this text scrolling. That needs a little bit of an animation there. Oh. So we'll go in here. Oops, wrong
follow. Follow.
All right, so there we go. We cleaned it up. It looks a lot better. I like it. It's crisp. It sounds great. Now all we gotta do is go back, make sure some of this video goes well with what we're saying. Wait, why is Photoshop? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to close that. Pay your bill. I know I'm broke. I will though. I will. Okay, so let's go in here and let's take it from the top. Okay, so I need to start that a little bit sooner. So let's do that. Let us copy and paste all of this. Ay, what a mess. Add this, add that. Because that could also be hurting me. 1 second in, and we're not saying anything. We're not talking. We're, you know, what's going on here? Why am I not being able to move this? Yeah, that's good right there. So let's take.
Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we stop exploring. Back then,
there needs to be a cut right there. That's because look at this. So we're at 1 second and 22 frames, and then 6 seconds and 16 frames. So that's a pretty long. Again, I told you guys 10 seconds is like the golden rule. Like, don't go past 10 seconds. But this is a 1 minute video. This is a 1 minute video. And a short one at that. So, you know, I think that maybe the 10 second needs to be cut down to don't go past 5 seconds. That might be a thing.
Somewhere between childhood and adulthood.
Wait, let me see.
Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we stop exploring.
Yeah, I'll do that cut at the next talking point. Let's cut here. Let's lock all of this up real quick so it doesn't move. And here's another thing. I know there's a shortcut that I gotta remember that locks all of the audio. I just don't remember what it is.
Back then, exploring. Back then, all we needed was a bike. Now we've got cars that never go anywhere except
right there. There needs to be a cut. All right, we cut there.
Step to and from work.
How much room do I have? Oh, I got not that much. Actually, yeah, not that much.
This is why we now find ourselves surrounded by species of butterflies flown in from South America. One of the workers noticed Rosalia was scared of a butterfly, and I told her it's okay.
Dang, this is working my computer. I can tell by being on OBS. And let me close some of this stuff down, actually. Ooh-wee. I hope y'all like that. What is that? I closed it and I didn't save it. Oh, you know what? Let's not. Let's see. Worker shout out. That's a script that I gotta make. Yeah, dude, my computer is hurting right now. Ay. Let's see. What do I have on here? Let's close this and this. And we can leave the rest open. All right. Welcome in. We're doing a little bit of work here. I'm trying out a hypothesis, and I'm trying to get scientific with the work that I'm doing here, which is I recently posted a video on social media. And for those of you guys that don't know, by the way, my name is Eric. I'm a content creator. I like to make videos and stuff. Like probably like one of my favorite things to do. And then just like tell stories with the intention of like getting reaction out of people. And I mean, there's not like a negative reaction, but more so like a positive reaction, like trying to tell a story that might make you smile or might make you feel good or might make you because we're all humans and we all have different experiences, and sometimes we look for things that could like maybe you want to go to on a trip to Europe but you're scared, or you want to go on a trip to Japan. Actually, funny story, when I purchased the truck that we're driving now in order to pull our RV, there was like a bunch of issues and stuff with it and stuff, but I got to, because of the issues that I was having, the person that rep that was kind of doing customer service for me was talking to me. I think he was like 24 years old, and hold on real quick. Hey, can you guys stop jumping, please? And he was asking me about going to Japan or traveling the West Coast with his friend. And I was like, I love this story because I did this with one person, but being able to do this on a bigger spectrum would be even nicer. And that is that I was like, bro, honestly, if I were you right now, because of how young you are, you can easily go to Japan and like couch surf, and like you could rough it, right? If you save that trip to when you have kids, a wife, even just a wife, you know what I mean? You have to accommodate that person, and there has to be accommodations that you can make. But if it's just you, you can push yourself to whatever limits you can so that you can get there. Meaning that because of that, your expenses aren't going to be as high, right? You don't have to get that hotel with the bed. You can stay at a hostel or whatever. So anyways, I really did like how I got to explain that to him. And it's essentially the next time I went to see him to go pick up the truck while they were fixing it up, he was like, hey man, I took your advice and I booked my ticket. I'm going to Japan. I'm going to do it. I really thought about what you said. And so that's what I mean by creating reactions. So being able to make videos that might help push people over to that little push that they need, you know, because sometimes we look for somebody that we want something, but we want that, like we want somebody to tell us. And I told Chat not to do this anymore, but I sometimes do seek validation from ChatGPT, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I think that's just something that we do. And you know, sometimes you're gonna go to a certain person to look for an answer that you want, even though you know you want that thing, but you want somebody to kind of green light it for you. It's like the weirdest thing, but it's the truth though.
It's just a butterfly. But he walked over and said, kids get scared.
I feel like there should be a cut there. Ooh, we might need more footage then. That's okay. I have more. All right, let's take it from the top.
Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we stopped exploring. Back then...
And my proxies are off, right? Or, I mean, on? Yeah, it is. Damn. Let's go quarter playback because... Yeah, the computer is hurting right now.
Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we stopped exploring. Back then, all we needed was a bike. Now, we've got cars that never go anywhere except to and from work. Which is why we now find ourselves surrounded by species of butterflies flown in from South America. One of the workers noticed Rosalia was scared of a butterfly. I told her, it's okay, it's just a butterfly. But he walked over and said, kids get scared because they like predictable patterns. And butterflies don't fly in a way that...
Let me see where it says.
Don't fly.
Right there, we'll do a cut because that's where I have the butterfly flying off.
In a way that makes sense to them.
Let's zoom in and make another cut there.
And it made me think, does that happen to us when we grow up too? Do we stay home because we're scared of anything we can't predict
And that's actually funny because that's what this video is actually
or
about.
control? And if that's true, why do we still dream about exploring every time we watch YouTube or TikTok? Maybe we didn't stop dreaming. We just started scrolling.
Okay. So I need a little more, or maybe I need to cut some stuff out. Let me see. Let's see what we got here, huh? Well, first of all, I know that this could be longer. So let's go in here, open that up a little bit. And let me go back, punch in, and let's push it to here. And then, what is that? Oh, okay. Let me see, what do I have for footage? Kind of filling the gap at the end. And this is kind of where I get a little lazy, honestly. Ooh, actually, no, we use that one. We might use this random lady that I took. Hopefully it doesn't
Maybe
zoom
we
in.
didn't stop dreaming. Maybe we didn't stop dreaming.
I'll cut it there. And then that's when the waterfall will come in. All right. Boom, cut. And then I'm about to show you this trick that I just learned that I thought, that I think is sick. Let's unlock this. Let's put this right about there. Let's give that an animation, maybe.
Follow for chapter 2.
All right, so then let's open these up and start trimming that music down. We're good now. Let's go ahead and save our work actually first real quick. Always save. Let's delete these. Right there.
We just started scrolling. Follow for chapter 2.
All right, that's good. I like that. I like where we're at. All right, so here's a little thing that I wanted to share with you guys. I didn't know, but if you go to a timeline and you click on AI tools and you create subtitles from audio, because of the size of this, the tutorial that I watched, it said to just go ahead and caption. This is going to put in all of the caption that we just saw. So I don't have to type it in, or you don't if you're doing it. It'll just load it up in there, and hopefully it should come up on subtitles. And then all I'm going to do is just put the font that I like using, and it does do bird chirps. Yeah. I do want to make sure that, let's delete that.
Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we stopped exploring. Back then, all we needed was a bike. Now, we've got cars that never go
anywhere, it's already there.
Except to and from work, which is why.
So that if somebody's just wanting to read it and not listen to it, they have that option.
We now find ourselves surrounded by species of butterflies flown in from South America. One of the workers noticed Rosalie was scared of a...
Oop, let's go back. So let's click on that. And this is why I like going back and Rosalia. Because you never know. You might have to make.
Rosalia was scared of a butterfly, and I told her, it's okay. It's just a butterfly. But he walked. It's just a butterfly. But he walked over and said, kids get scared because they like predictable patterns. And butterflies don't fly in a way that makes sense to them. And it made me think, does that happen to us when we grow up too? Do we stay home because we're scared of anything we can't predict or control? And if that's true, why do we still dream about exploring every time we watch YouTube or TikTok? Maybe we didn't stop dreaming. We just started scrolling. Follow for chapter 2.
There we go. So I cut this down and we are at what? Oh, let's do this. Let's trim this a little bit. Let's go in here. Okay. So there we go. So now we're sitting at 52 seconds. So I trimmed it a little bit. I did a little work. I made it, you know, I picked up the pacing a little bit on it. And I'm not going to export it right now. I'll export it later. But we will see if this style ends up changing the results of, and it's actually not necessarily a fair test. Oh, here's why I don't think it's a fair test. I don't think it's a fair test because I've already this is going to be the third time I post this exact same video. But the reason why I'm doing it is that I think that, yes, my audience that has seen this video, they're going to be like, yo, what the heck? Why is this guy doing that? And my wife even said, isn't that, she brought that up. And I said, well, I'd rather do it now when I have a smaller following than when I have a bigger following. That's kind of like the blessing too, that for any new creators out there, one of the blessings of having just a small following or even sometimes no following is you can do that. And guess what? Because you don't have a following or you even have a small following, it's not that big of a deal. It's not a big deal because either nobody saw that you did that because you're not getting any views. So I'm not saying that you should go back and delete that stuff. I'm just saying that you can take that same content, and whether it's what I'm doing here for Reels, or if you're on YouTube, you know, you could go back and try to change your thumbnails and stuff and try to figure out what is your winning formula. And so that's essentially what I'm doing here is I'm testing that out. And by doing so, you start becoming an expert, and it's not just dumb luck. You eventually, what ends up happening is you know what works and you know why it works. Oh, actually, you know what I will have to do? I will have to do this. I'll have to color grade these. So you guys want to see me color grade? So let's do white balance. What was my workflow? White balance. Oh, exposure. Oops. Contrast. Oh, skin. Yeah, she will do her skin. Oops. Halation. I think it's film. And then, yeah, it is film. And then vignette. All right. Let's copy this node tree and paste it on here. Let's come back here, and then let's just, white balance is pretty good. Exposure, you guys can't see what I'm seeing, but I'm making adjustments based on just, oh, right there. I'm making exposure based on my graph that I have over here. Whoa, that's way too high. Let's come back some. Right about there's good. We'll come in here. We'll select your color of her skin. Ooh, it's kind of greenish, actually. We'll isolate that. And then we'll make sure that we're just only making sure that we're not losing anything on our hand. And once we start to see how we're losing the hand there, I'm going to bring it back up just a bit. Bring that in there. Call that good. Blur a little bit. Denoise it so it doesn't look too yucky. And then maybe bring in some of that low. Right about there. And then I am going to move her hands a little bit over this way. And then I'm going to take that off and then show you guys kind of like a before and after. So her hand was kind of looking a little green. Now it looks more like a natural color. See, I took that green out. And all I did was just go opposite of green, which is magenta. And so, yeah, there we go with that. Add halation. It's just a little like a haloing effect that it does. I like it. Yo, Imani! Elo mates, plug-in for what? Just trying to make my videos nicer, look a little bit better. So here we got some halation. I'm going to bring that down. And what I like to do is see how you can kind of barely see it right here. That's enough halation for me. I don't like too much. Maybe crank it up just a little bit. Oops. There you go. Film. Add a little film grain. That's what all the cool kids are doing. What's up, E-Money? How you doing? What are you doing right now anyways? Add a little film grain, and then at the end, just add a little vignetting at the end. Make it black. Oops, I need to add a power window. Oh, it's already there. Like that. Soften it up to the max. Drop that. There you go. And then I'll show you real quick. Look at the edges. Oops, wrong button again. See how it just makes you kind of focus more on the center is what I do that for. I'm feeling lit after this blowout with the babies. Whoa, I wish I can see. Oh, you're with the babies and you're feeling, you just did your hair. Or the blowout. No, I just can't. I'm not going to say that on the internet. I was going to make a little sexy joke. All right, let's go ahead and get exposure's already kind of dialed in on this one. Let's get some contrast in there. This is like a new way that I've learned to get my saturations looking. That's way too much. Get those greens to kind of come up a little bit. There's no skin. We'll add halation. It's going to be super heavy, but we'll lower the strength on that. So right about there. Give it that, oops. Yeah, that's good. Give it that nice little film look. Want to look for an eyebrow threading place? Oh, damn. Is it that bad? Yikes. We can, I guess. I'm just finishing up. Okay, so I'm gonna run a test this week I was telling you about. And it's done now. Oops. I messed up. That's okay though. I can go in and fix it just a little bit. Actually, that one's not that bad. This one is a little bad. Let's go to exposure. Bring that down just a little. There you go. All right, cool. And then let's make sure that this random lady that I'm taking a video of looks pretty cool. Yeah, that looks bad. That looks good. All right. And then there you go. So now I'll go ahead and save this. And, this whole time I wasn't even showing you guys what I was doing. Ay, ay, ay. That's okay. We will, run this test. I think I'm going to run this test on Monday. Or maybe I might even do it on. I might do it on Wednesday actually, just to like give it a little time to reset. You found one already? 8 minutes from here? I guess we. Nah, I don't think we should. I think we should probably hold off a little bit because we have a lot of things to pay and stuff. Unfortunately, we have to adult. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much done. So I'm gonna save this. And then I'll come back to it later. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Why is that not coming up? Because it's in here. So what I was kind of going over with people, E-Money, is this video that I made. I just find it very fascinating, very interesting. That, you know, I already talked to you about this, that I did this. It's the same video, nothing really different. And it's just the format and the performance that it does over by 100. Did anyone hit me up? And so I just wanted to post this one, and I optimized it really, really for Reels. And I just want to see how it does. And hopefully it does good. I mean, we'll see. I'm just testing stuff out. A new content creator, testing things out, testing out the landscape, seeing what's what in the butt. South Park reference if you don't know it. But yeah, I just wanted to come in, hop in, do that. And I was just telling people about how, let's see, alternative movie posters. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, there you go. I like this. So, maybe, I don't know. It might be something that's actually the book too, right there, that I was sharing with you guys. I want to learn how to start being able to do this, and we can hang out and chop it up in Photoshop. I've seen people, you know, especially on Twitch, with the ability to, you know, have people come in and hang out and just kind of do art stuff. So I want to come in here and I want to do this type of stuff right here on Photoshop and create these cool little movie posters. I just like digital art. I just find digital art to be super cool. And, you know, I'm hoping that here is some place that I could, you know, build that up and share that, make a community of people. I was essentially saying that I was talking to ChatGPT yesterday and being like, man, I had so much fun back in the day, like working on, I don't know, that prompt keeps coming up, like playing Xbox Live, and like I always had fun. I was telling you about this last night. So, yeah, I wanted to come in here, even if it's just for a quick little second. Like what I did an hour already. See, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. I mean that in a good way. Like, I can't believe that was already an hour. So yeah, I want to start live streaming more. I really do like live streaming. I think it's fun, and it's even more fun when I can do the things that I'm already doing on the computer, but with you guys and hanging out and doing stuff like that. But yeah, these alternative movie posters I think are really cool, and I think it's like a really great way to talk about films and stuff. Like, I mean, let's see, what's like a cool one in here. That's a big one right there. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look at this. This is kind of cool, right? And you'll only really get this poster if you knew what Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles was. Like, you know who these characters are. And I just think that's really cool. Even look at the Star Wars one over here. We know that C-3PO looks like he's on Tatooine, and that's Obi-Wan, Luke, C-3PO again, and then R2-D2, Star Wars. I think that's sick. And then for the eyes, Tatooine has two suns, you know, not like two suns, right? And that's there. Look at this other one right here. This is pretty cool. This is Boba Fett here on Cloud City. And you know what I'm saying? Has a silhouette. I just think these are so cool and unique that I don't know how these guys are doing it, but I wouldn't mind being able to be on that same time, you know. But anyhow, yeah, I just wanted to come in. I wanted to do that with you guys. I want to start. I was a little. I don't even know how to word it, but I think I need to start doing repetition more and coming in and live streaming when I have the chance, not just doing it on Fridays, but just popping in, saying hi. I think will be good for me and start getting back into the flow of things. But that's kind of all I had for today. Wednesday, I will post that video that we just made. And on Friday when I get back, Friday I'll talk about it again, and I'll bring it up and see what it does. It'll give it a couple days to work and just see where we go from there. But I'm gonna hop off. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Okay, did that? No.